Good morning, students. I am Jerry Wheeler, your mathematics teacher for class 9th, and today we are going to start our new chapter that is number system. Okay, so let's start the chapter. So, today we are going to start our new chapter that is number system. Actually, this is the chapter number 1 of our book, but for somehow we have left that time and we have started from second chapter that is polynomial. So, today we will start our chapter number system. We have learnt about various types of numbers in our earlier classes like in 8th standard, 7th standard. Okay, but now we will review them what we have learned in our previous classes, and we will learn more about numbers. Okay, so let's start. First we will talk about natural numbers. In your previous classes you have learned about natural numbers. Okay, so what are natural numbers? Counting numbers are called natural numbers. Now counting numbers are called natural numbers. So counting, what they are saying, counting. If I am saying you, just I'm giving you this example. I have put these things on here and I am asking you just count the number of pen here. What I am asking, count the number of pens here. Okay, so what you will do, how you will start, just pause the video and just count. So I hope you all have counted, and I hope you all have counted in this way only. 1 2 3 4 5. Don't count this one, this is a pencil. Okay, so how many pens are there? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 pens are there. How many pens? 5 pens. Now just notice one thing, you all have started the counting from 1. It comes naturally. You didn't start from 0. You didn't say that 0 1 2 3 4, or you didn't start from 100 99 98, not like that na, but you started from 1 itself. So it comes naturally that we have started from 1. So counting number always start from 1 only. So counting numbers are called only what? Natural numbers, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on. And we are denoting the collection of natural numbers by the symbol n. Okay, then comes what? Whole numbers. Now what is whole numbers? All natural numbers together. When we are taking all these numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, if we are taking this along with 0, then it form whole numbers, like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now what come here? See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on. Here also same natural numbers, but what comes? One more thing here, 0. When we add 0 in natural numbers, so it becomes what? Whole numbers. And the collection of whole numbers we are denoting by W symbol. Okay, then comes what? Integers. What is integers? So all natural numbers like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on, and 0 also, and negative of natural numbers. Negative of natural number means -4 -3 -2 -1 form the collection of integers, like -4 -3 -2 -1 0 1 2 3 4. These all are called what? Integers. So we can say it is a collection of integers, and the collection of integers we are showing through the symbol Z. Okay, it is clear to you? Then comes what? We can show these integers on a number line. You have learned about number lines in your previous classes. It is a number line. At center we are showing 0. Then the right side of the 0, what we are showing? The positive numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6, or we can say natural numbers also. So it is a collection of natural numbers. I have written also, see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It is a collection of natural numbers which is shown by the symbol n. Okay, then comes what? W. It is collection of whole number. What is whole number here? 0. 0 is a whole number here. And then they are showing at the left hand side of 0 what? -1 -2 -3 -4 -5 -6. These all are what? Negative numbers. What we call them? Negative numbers. So collection of negative numbers, natural numbers, along with 0, or you can say along with whole number, is called integer. So we can say that integer includes whole numbers also and natural numbers also, and with them what? Negative numbers also. So collection of all these is what? Integers. Clear or not? Okay, now what points we have learned from this learning? First point, the least natural number is what? 1. Least natural number. When we have started a counting in natural numbers, we have started from 1. So 1 is the least number, है ना? And in natural numbers we can't take 0. 0 is not coming in natural numbers, no. Okay, so that's why the least number is what? 1 here. Smallest number. Okay, least number. Now there are infinitely many natural numbers. Of course there can be infinitely many natural numbers, because 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, and we can count as much as possible. If I am saying that count the number of stars in the sky, so these are infinite. But we are counting starting. So we can say that these all are what? Natural numbers. So infinity there are many natural numbers. Okay, the least whole number is what? 0. Okay, because the whole number is a collection like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These all are whole numbers, but what is the least? 0. Okay, then comes what? Every natural number is a whole number. Now pay attention here. Every natural number is a whole number. Every natural number. Just check every natural number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just check whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. So we can say, of course, yes, it is correct. Every natural number is a whole number. But we can't say that every whole number is a natural number. Why? Because if we are saying every whole number is a natural number, so in whole number 0 also coming, and we can't include 0 in natural numbers. It starts from 1. It's not start from 0. So we can say that every natural number is a whole number. That is correct. But we can't say what? Every whole number, but we can't say that all whole numbers are natural numbers. Okay, then comes what? All whole numbers are not natural number, just we have learned. Then comes 0 is neither negative nor positive. Of course, when we're talking about numbers line, so we are putting 0 at center. We can't say that 0 is a negative, we can't say that 0 is a positive. It is neither negative number or neither positive number. Okay, then comes every whole number is an integer. Every whole number is an integer. Of course, every whole number, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 it start from here, है so these all are what? Whole numbers, and it is come under integer. So we can say every whole number is an integer, but we can't say every integer is a whole number, because -1 can't be a whole number. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Okay, now next is coming prime numbers. Now what is prime numbers? Natural numbers which are divisible by only 1 and the number itself are called prime numbers. Basically, in easy language we can say that like we can take example 2. Okay, so 2 is a number which is coming in table of 2 only. Just check here. If we want to divide this 2 by any number, just check this one. If we want to divide this 2 by any number, so it can be divided by only itself, like 2 1 ja 2, so it is divided by 2 only. And it can be divided by 1 also, because in one table all numbers are coming 1 2 ja 2. So except 1 and 2, it can't be divided by any number. If we take in the 3 table, 3 1 ja 3, 3 2 ja 6, so in 3 table 2 can't come. In 4 table also 4 1 ja 4, 4 2 ja 8. In 4 table also 2 can't come. In this way only 5 6 7 8 9 10 whatever we can take, 2 can't come in any table except 1 and 2 itself. Okay, and so a number which is a natural number which is divisible by exactly divisible by only 1 and the number itself are called prime number. So 2 is a prime number. In the same way, 3 is also a number which is coming in 1 and 3 only. So 3 is also a prime number. 5 is also prime number. 7 11 13 17 19, these all are what? Prime numbers which are coming in the table of 1 and the table itself. Okay, so now I hope it is clear to you what is prime numbers. Now if you want to find that how many numbers are there, how many numbers are prime numbers between counting 1 to 25. So if you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 till 19 8, then after 19 what will come? 20. Then after 20 what? 20 is not a prime number. 21, it is also coming in table of 3 and 7, so 21 also can't be a prime number. 22 is coming in table of 10 to 11, so it is also can't be a prime number. Then 23 is a prime number. 24 can't be a prime number, and 25 is also not a prime number. So till 25 we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 23, 9 are prime numbers. In the same way, from 26 to 50 there are 6 prime numbers, and then from 51 to 100 there are 10 prime numbers. In total, if we count all of them, 9 plus 6 15, 15 plus 10 25. So there are 25 prime numbers from 1 to 100 counting. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you what is prime numbers. Then comes about composite number. What is composite number? The numbers which are not prime numbers are called composite number. Very easy. All the numbers except these numbers. Okay, it means in a simple language we can say that the numbers which are you can say divisible by more than 2 numbers, or you can say more than 1 number. More than 2 numbers is correct. Like we can take 4 is a number which is coming in table of 1 also. Okay, 4 also itself, and 2 also. So more than 2, so it is a composite number. 6 coming in table of 1, because 1 can divide any number, so 1, then 6 itself, then 2 also, 2 3 is 6, and 3 also, 3 2 is 6, so more than 2, so it is also a composite number. So the numbers which are not prime numbers are called composite numbers. So in case all except these 25 numbers, we can say what? Composite numbers. Till 100 I am asking, okay? There will be more composite numbers like 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20. These all numbers having more than 2 what? Divisor, okay? Then comes what? Co-prime numbers. It is very important concept. Many students are, those who came in 9th standard, don't know about co-prime numbers. Even we have learned about this one in previous classes. What is co-prime numbers? Two natural numbers. Which numbers? Natural numbers, and it is not necessary that they should be what? Prime. Okay, so not necessarily that prime are co-prime. When they will be co-prime? When their SCF is what? 1 only. Okay, like example 1 and 2. If you are taking 1 and 2, and again I am saying that it is not necessary that the number should be prime numbers. Okay, like I am taking 1 and 2 number. Okay, 1 and 2. These 1 and 2 are coming in only in table of what? 2. That 1 is a common divisor of them. If we are common divisor means that what is the number in which table that these both number can come. So 1 is the only number in which these both number can come. Now you saying, sir, 2 is also coming in table of 2. Okay, 2 can divide this 2, but 2 can't divide 1 because in 2 table 1 can't come. So what is the common divisor which can divide both of them? This is only 1 only. Okay, in 1 and 3 also 1 only can divide these both. 1 1 is 1, 1 3 is 3. 3 or 4, 3 10, 3 8, 5 6, 2 5, 7 8, 10 11. These all are the example of what? Co-prime number. Okay, now if I am asking you that find out that 2 4 is a co-prime number or not, just check out. Is there any common divisor of them which is only 1 or more than 1 are there? Just check here. 2 4. Just pause the video and just check. So I hope you have checked this one. Now see, 2 4 is divisible by 1 also, you can say. Okay, and 2 also. 2 1 is 2, 2 2 is 4, but not 4. Okay, so there are how many divisor? 2 divisor are there. How many divisor? 2 divisor. How many divisor? 2 divisor. So we have learned that co-prime number are those number which are whose having SCF as only 1, not more than 1. So here we found the how many divisor? 1 and 2 common divisor. Which divisor? It's a common divisor. So we can say it is not a co-prime number. Clear or not? So I hope it is clear to you. Okay, so till here we have learned about the concept of previous classes. Now in previous classes you have learned about rational number also. I know that. So in this class we will learn more about rational numbers. Okay, so first revise the previous concept. What is rational numbers? The numbers of the form P upon Q. That numbers which are in the form of P upon Q. P upon Q means here it should be in fractional form. Which form? Fractional form. Or you can say A upon B also. We have taken this variables only. Okay, P upon Q. P is numerator, Q is denominator. Where P and Q both should be what? Integers. Okay, integers I have already explained. Then Q should not be equals to 0. Q then equal, then I have cut. It means Q should not equal, should not, okay, equals to 0 means this denominator should not be equal to 0, are known as rational numbers. So if a number which follow these 3 rules, that should be in fractional form, both numbers should be integers, both digits, and that denominator should not be equal to 0, so that number will be called a rational number. Now the collection of rational numbers we are denoting by the symbol Q. It is Q, okay, capital Q, not a small q, capital Q. We are denoting the collection of rational numbers by capital Q, okay. Now for example 1 upon 3. See, 1 upon 3 is a rational number or not? Just check that it follows that rule or not. P upon Q form. Yes, P upon Q form. Okay. Where P and Q both should be integers. Yes, 1 is also integer, 3 is also integer. Okay. Then Q should not be equal to 0. What is Q here? Our Q is 3 here, and 3 is not equal to 0. Therefore, it is a rational number. In this way, 3 upon 2 is also a rational number, and you can say 2 upon 5 is also a rational number. Now, interesting part came 0 upon 5. What came? 0 upon 5. Just tell that 0 upon 5 is a rational number or not. Just check here. The rule says that Q should not be equal to 0. They have not talked about P. Here it is P. If you are writing in this way, just check here. P upon Q. So what is P here? P is 0, and what is Q here? 5. So our q is what? 5. Q is not equal to 0. So it follows this rule. P upon q, that the both should be integers. Yes, 0 is also integer. It is coming in. It is come under integer only. 5 is also integer. P upon q form. Yes, P upon q form. So we can say yes, 0 upon 5 is also a what? Rational number. So don't be confused in this one, okay? But if someone is saying that 2 upon 0, it is an integer. So it don't follow the rules that q should not be equal to 0. Here this is q only. P upon q. So what is this one? It is q. So we have learned that q should not be equal to 0. So it can't be a what? Rational number. Then 0. 0 is a rational number. Now only 0 I have written. 0. What written? 0. So first q should not be equal to 0. Where is q here? Not. So many students will say that q it is not a rational number, but 0 is also a rational number. Why? Because we can write every number as a having denominator as 1. So we can write it as 0 upon 1. We can write it or not. See, if we divide this 0 by 1, so what will come? Again 0 will come now. The original form will remain same. So we can write this 0 as 0 upon 1. Now just check. P upon q form. Yes, P upon q form. Where P and q are integers. The 0 also integer, 1 is also integer. The q should not be equal to 0. What is our q here? 1. It is not equal to 0. So it is also a rational number. Okay, so it is correct. So we can say that 0 is also a rational number. So what points, what conclusion we are come to end at this time? There are infinitely many rational numbers. Of course, there are many infinitely rational numbers. Then comes what? There is no least, or we can say what? Greatest rational number. Okay, there is no concept of least rational number or greatest rational number. Every natural number is a rational number. Why? We can take every natural number like 1. So we can write 1 as 1 upon 1. So it follows all these three rules. P upon q, q should not be equal to 0, and both p and q should be integers. Of course it follows. So it is a rational number. 2 we can write as 2 upon 1. So it is also a rational number. 3 we can write as 3 upon 1. So it is also a rational number. Minus 4 we can write as minus 4 upon 1. So it is also a rational number because it follows these three rules. Therefore we can say that rational numbers include natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers also. Okay, clear or not? So we can say that all natural numbers are rational numbers. Correct. If we are saying all whole numbers are rational numbers, it is also correct. If you are saying all integers are rational numbers, it is also correct. But if we are saying all rational numbers are whole numbers, that is wrong. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you this concept. Okay, now in next we will learn more about rational numbers. Okay, so now we will talk about equivalent rational numbers. Now what is equivalent rational numbers? So let's learn this with the example. Okay, so p upon q and r upon s are two rational numbers. P upon q and r upon s are two rational numbers. So these two rational numbers are said to be equivalent rational numbers when they are cross multiplication. As you can see here, when their cross multiplications came equal. As you can see here, p and q and r upon s are said to be equivalent rational numbers when p into s equals to q into r. P into s should come equals to q into r. Q into r. Let's take example. We have taken number minus 2 upon 3 and minus 4 upon 6. These are the two, what you can say, rational numbers. Okay, now we have to see that whether they are equivalent rational numbers or not. So we can say that it is p and it is q. P upon q. So p is minus 2 and q is 3. And here we can say that r upon s. So r upon s. Okay, so r is minus 4 and s is 6. So what we will do, p into s equals to q into r. We have to check. So first we have to multiply p into s. So what is our p? Minus 2. What is our s? That is 6. So minus 2 into 6. In this way, q into r. What is our q here? Q is 3 and this one s is what? R is what? 4. So q into r means 3 into minus 4. Okay, minus 2 into 6 will come minus 12. Okay, so it means p into s how much came? Minus 12. Q into r. So q into r, 3 into minus 4. 3 4s are 12. So it becomes also minus 12. So as you can see here, p into s is also minus 12 and q into r is also minus 12. So here p into s is q equals to r, and we said if these both are equal, p into s equals to q into r. So we can say that the given numbers, the given rational numbers are called equivalent rational numbers. So minus 2 upon 3 and minus 4 upon 6 are equivalent equivalent rational numbers. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Now come next topic, that is simplest form of a rational number. What is simplest form? Now what is simplest form? A rational number p upon q, any number can be given in the form of p upon q, that is called rational number, is said to be in simplest form when the p up and q are integer, they should be integers, and having, it is very important line now, and having no common factor other than 1, okay, and q should not be equal to 0. So they will be called in simplest form only when there is a no common factor other than 1 and the q should not be equal to 0, like 2 upon 4. If we check 2 upon 4 is in simplest form or not, no, it is not it is not, right now it is not in simplest form, because we can divide it more. How? 2 ones are 2, okay, and 2 twos are 4, so it becomes 1 upon 2. Now we can divide it more. Now we can't divide more, so 1 upon 2 is the simplest form of 2 upon 4, because now only 1 is the number in which these both are coming. 1 1 is 1, 1 2 is 2. Okay, next 3 upon 6 is any number other than 1 in which 3 and 6 both are coming. Of course, 3 table. How? 3 1 is 3 and 3 2 is 6. Then coming what? 4 upon 8. So 4 1 is 4, 4 2 is 8. Now we can't divide it more here also. Now we can't divide more here also. Now 5 1 is 5 and 5 2 is 10. So 1 upon 2. So 2 upon 4, either 3 upon 6, 4 upon 8 or 5 upon 10. These all having what is simplest form? 1 upon 2. Now we can't divide it more. So 1 upon 2 is the simplest form. Now take one more number. 95 upon 133. Now students are feeling, maybe they are feeling some difficulty in solving this one. If you have learned tables, so you can divide it easily. Now see, if you have learned table of 19 table, so 19 5s are 95 and 19 7s are 133. Now we can divide 5 upon 7 more. Just check. In 5 table 5 will come but 7 will not come, so no common divisor. In 7 table 7 will come but 5 will not come, so here is also no common divisor. So only 1 is a common divisor which can divide both, and again 5 upon 7 will come. So 5 upon 7 is the simplest form of 95 upon 133. So this is called simplest form. Now there is a question regarding the equivalent rational number. They are saying write 4 equivalent. Here the question should be write 4 equivalent. Write 4 equivalent rational numbers which is or you can say write 4 rational numbers which is equivalent to 5 upon 7. That is also correct. Okay. Now what is the number? 5 upon 7. 5 upon 7. We have to find what? We have to find 4 numbers which is equivalent to 5 upon 7. So how we can find out? Very easy. First multiply by 2, then multiply by 3 upon 3, then multiply by 4 upon 4, then multiply by 5 upon 5. See why we have not started with 1? Because if you multiply 1 upon 1, so what will come? The same number will come, 5 upon 7. Okay, so we have started from 2. We are multiplying the numerator also by 2 and the denominator also by 2. So what will come? 2 5s are 10, 7 2s are 14. So first number is 10 upon 14. Second number is what? 3 5s are 15, 3 7s are 21. Okay, next number 4 5s are 20 and 4 7s are 28. Then coming what? 5 5s are 25, 5 7s are 35. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. So we got 4 numbers and these are 10 upon 14, then 15 upon 21. Then we can say what? Or we can put equal to sign also here, no problem. Okay, equal to sign we can put. Then what is there? 20 upon 28, and then what last? 25 upon 35. These are what? These are 4 equivalent numbers or rational numbers which is equal to 5 upon 7. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Now you can find equivalent rational numbers to given number. Okay, so now we will learn how to represent rational numbers on the number line. Okay, so first is coming that rational numbers which are having what? Same denominators. So first we will try to represent those rational numbers who having same denominator. As you can see here, 1 upon 2, 3 upon 2, 4 upon 2, 5 upon 2, minus 3 upon 2, minus 4 upon 2, minus 5 upon 2, and it can be many more. But they all have what is in common? See, 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. they all have 2 as their denominator. And if fractions which are having same denominator, they are called what? They can be represented in a number line in a very easy manner. How? Let's see here. As you can see here, 1 upon 2. So where 1 upon 2 will come, where 3 upon 2 comes, this is a question. So it is very easy for us as the denominator is same, 2, 2, 2. So what we will do, just we will write 2 like this. Okay, 2 upon 2, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And one more thing, this is minus 1. Okay, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, because those numbers which are having on left side, they come in minus sign. Okay, having negative numbers, and these are on right side. So we have represented in this way. Now what we have to show, 1 upon 2. So where 1 upon 2 will come, as you can see here, this is point 1 upon 2. Okay, then 3 upon 2, where 3 upon 2 will come. Okay, I'll show 1 upon 2, 3 upon 2, this is 3 upon 2. Okay, 4 upon 2, this is 4 upon 2, you can see here. 5 upon 2, this is 5 upon 2, no problem. Now coming what, minus 3 upon 2. So minus 3 upon 2 we can show here in this way. Okay, minus 4 upon 2, so minus 4 upon 2 will come here. Minus 5 upon 2, so minus 5 upon 2 will come here. So it becomes very easy for us. Now if question is there that show what, you can say that minus 1, what we have to show, we have to represent minus 1 here. Minus 1 is a rational number, yes, we can say it is a rational number. Now if we have to show minus 1 here, just check where minus 1 can come, just check. So maybe mostly students will say, sir, minus, this is minus 1. So we can't show minus 1 here because it is minus 1 upon 2. It is not minus 1, but it is what, minus 1 upon 2. So where our minus 1 will come, let's check here what this is written, minus 2 upon 2 is right here, minus 2 upon 2. If I divide this minus 2 by 2, so what will come, 2 1 ja 2, so it comes what, minus 1 only. It means this minus 2 upon 2 is only what, minus 1. So this is the point we're showing what, minus 1. Okay, clear or not? So in this way we can show here. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, now suppose that point is there that we have to represent 2 also. What we have to represent, only 2. It means it is a positive number, so it will come on right hand side. Now where 2 can come, just check, 1 upon 2, 2 upon 2, 3 upon 2, 4 upon 2. It is what, 4 upon 2. So we can write 4 upon 2 as like this, 2 2s are 4. So what comes, 2. So it means this point is representing what, 2. Okay, this 4 upon 2 is only representing 2. Clear or not? If you have to represent 1 only, not minus 1, but only I'm talking about 1. So 2 1 ja 2, so it means this is point is showing 1. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you, these points how we are showing. And if the numbers having same denominator, so it is very easy for us, just put 2 on all the numbers as a denominator, so you can get your answer. Now if a rational number which are having different denominators like 3 upon 4, 6 upon 12 and 5 upon 8. As you can see here, denominator is 4, here denominator is 12 and here denominator is 8. Now how to represent these numbers on this number line? So let's see. So first of all we will check that whether we can represent these numbers in their simplest form or not. We can write them in their simplest form or not. Just check here. 3 upon 4 is already in simplest form because there is a no common divisor which can divide both. 6 upon 12, yes, we can represent it in a simplest form, that is 6 2s are 12. So we can write it 6 1 ja 6, 6 2s are 12. So we can write it as 1 upon 2. We can write it or not? Yes, of course we can write. Okay, so we have written as 6 upon 12, we can write as 1 upon 2. Okay, then 5 upon 8, it is already in simplest form because this fraction also don't have any common divisor. So first of all what we get, 1 upon 2. Now it is very easy for us to represent 1 upon 2. So we have taken number line 0 and then we have taken 1 little on a little distance. Why? Because just check the numbers, 3 upon 4, 6 upon 12, 5 upon 8. These all fractions are less than 1. Now maybe some students are having confusion, sir, that how will you identify that they are less than 1? Just see 3 upon 4. What? 3 upon 4. It is less than 1 only because 3 upon 4, after 3 upon 4 what will come? 4 upon 4, which means 4 1s are 4. This is equals to 1 and it is 3 upon 4, it is less than 4 upon 4. So it means it is less than 1. 6 upon 12, it means 6 parts out of 12. So it is also less than 12 upon 12. See, 12 upon 12. So 12 1 ja 12. And what is this? 6 upon 12. So it means it is less than 1. 5 upon 8, it is also 8 upon 8, then only it can be 1. So it is also less than 1 only. So these all numbers are less than 1. That's why we have taken 1 on a little distance. Okay, because these three numbers will come in between this only. Okay, now first number is what? 1 upon 2. What we have to show? 1 upon 2. Okay, this 1 upon 2. Now let's just check. This 1 upon 2 we can say as a half also. What we can say? Half. Exactly, it's a half. So between 0 and 1, what is there? Half. This is the point which showing the half. So we can write in here or not? 1 upon 2. This is the number which showing 1 upon 2, or we can say 6 upon 12. So I can write with the black pen 6 upon 12. So we have shown our first point, that is 6 upon 12 here. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, this point we can more dark. Okay, 6 upon 12. Now question come, how to represent this 3 upon 4? Okay, now 3 upon 4. What is the question? 3 upon 4. Now what is the denominator here? Just check. 4. The denominator here is 4. So it means we have to divide the distance between 0 and 1 into 4 equal parts. Into how many equal parts? 4 parts. Okay, we will divide this one. Like this is one part. Okay, from here to here. Then from here to here, this is second part. Then from here to here, third part. And then from this to this is fourth part. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we have divided this into 4 parts. So we can write it as you can say 1 upon 4. Okay, this is, now this point will become 2 upon 4. What it become? 2 upon 4. See, 2 1 is 2, and then 2 1 is 2 and 2 2 is 4. So it becomes 1 upon 2 only. Then this part will become 3 upon 4, and this part is what? 4 upon 4. What we can say? 4 upon 4. This is what? 4 upon 4. Let's see, 4 1s are 4. Let's check here. I'm doing with the pencil here first. 4 1s are 4. So 1 will come only. In the same way, 2 1s are 2, 2s are 4. So 1 upon 2 only it will come. So 1 upon 4, 2 upon 4, 3 upon 4 and 4 upon 4. Now which point we have to show? Just check. 3 upon 4. What we have to show? 3 upon 4. This is the point which showing what? 3 upon 4. Okay, clear to you or not? Now only one part left, that is what? 5 upon 8. Now the number is 5 upon 8. What is the number? Just check. 5 upon 8. The denominator is what here? 8. It means now we have to divide this distance between 0 to 1 into 8 equal parts. Already we have divided into 4 equal parts. Now we divide into 8 equal parts. Double of this. So it means we can divide this one also. Half of half. Okay. This one. Okay. Then this one also we can divide. This one and this one also we can divide. Okay. So now we have divided this distance into 8 equal parts. So this one become 1 upon 8. Okay. So this will become what? 2 upon 8. 2 upon 8. Okay. See, if we will divide 2 1 is 2, 2 4 is 8. So it becomes same only. Then it will become 3 upon 8. It will become 4 upon 8. And this will become 5 upon 8. Let's check the number. 5 upon 8. Then this will become 9 upon 8. Okay. Then this will become 10 upon 8, like that you can say. Okay. 6 upon 8. Then 7 upon 8. And this one 8 upon 8. It becomes what? 8 upon 8. So 8 1s are 8. So it becomes 1 only at the last. This is 7 upon 8. This is 6 upon 8. 5 upon 8. Now we have to show what? 5 upon 8. What we have to show? 5 upon 8. What is 5 upon 8? So 1 upon 8. This is 1 upon 8. 2 upon 8. 3 upon 8. 4 upon 8. And this is what? 5 upon 8. This point is showing what? 5 upon 8. Okay. Clear or not? So in this way we have shown 6 upon 12 also. 3 upon 4 also. And 5 upon 8 also. Okay. So I hope it is clear to you. Okay. So don't be confused. Just try. You can find more answers. Okay. At last, I just want to say, be safe and God bless you all.